Hey, Bobby here with another episode of the Bobby Experience. Something I'd like to mention first relating to today's topic. I'm impressed by the gameplay footage of Homelander, who's currently will be the latest guest character that's going to be in Mortal Kombat 1. For anyone who hasn't seen the gameplay trailer for him, I think it's pretty impressive, like how he's able to fly and juggle, do these juggling combos with his fists and his eye lasers. It's pretty neat. So go check it out. So, the topic that relates to that, some topic that I wanted to cover for a while now. Actually, that's been on my mind is this. So I think the scariest villain is not Thanos, it's not the Joker, not Galactus, not Darkseid, not Onslaught. To me, the scariest villain is an evil Superman. Okay? Now, there's been different incarnations of this, and I was going to share about 3 of them here, and one of them is Homelander. Now, among the 3 that I have in mind is the one that I think is relatively not the most heinous among the 3, and it's Injustice Superman. Now, when he put his fist through the Joker's chest right out of his back, after he tricked him with Scarecrow's fear toxin into thinking that Lois Lane was Doomsday, and he accidentally kills her. After he put his hand through Joker's chest, killing him, I thought to myself, it's about time. Joker's been this homicidal maniac for how long, killing all kinds of people, women and children, and what he's put the Bat family through, disabling Batgirl, and beating Jason Todd to death, even though he came back. Either by the Lazarus pit, depending on which story it was, but that's a whole other topic altogether. But all the heinous things that the Joker has done, to finally see him get his, there was some satisfaction there. But of course, we know that Superman is driven over the edge, and he becomes a dictator of the earth, where he wants absolute control, where he's choosing not to hold back. And of course, with the Injustice storyline, there's people that side with Superman and people who are against his regime. But now that I think about it, I think I was leaning more towards being siding with Injustice Superman, because yes, people are in fear of Superman and his fellow so-called superheroes that join his regime, but supposedly it could be a more, I think, peaceful world. But it has its pros and cons, because we're under the rule of a dictator with superhuman powers, this Kryptonian. I gotta tell you, if Superman ever goes rogue and if Superman was real, I would make sure that I would, even if he didn't go rogue, I would want to be on the safe side and stock up on kryptonite. Get as much as I can. Kryptonite bullets, kryptonite swords, anything that you can make into a weapon with kryptonite. Even Batman has a little bit kryptonite. Now, in that universe with Injustice Superman, though, I imagine he would make owning kryptonite illegal. He'd probably make it punishable by death, right? Now, the other incarnations of I wanted to go over of an evil Superman. The next one would be, as I mentioned, was Homelander. Now, with him, he comes across as someone who's people see as the same way the public sees Superman. He represents the American way. He has this squeaky clean image. He's heroic, patriotic, but in reality, we know how his personality is. He's a psychopath with powers. Really, that's what it is. He doesn't really care about human beings. It's all about his image and wanting to be loved. To be loved and to get this love that he didn't receive as a child, because he was basically this experiment growing up. For the most part, he wasn't nurtured. His sole purpose was to be with the Vought company, to be this powerful being that would become this superhero for them. And they didn't even realize that they were creating someone who would be, a psychopath. And he's done. And for anyone who's watched The Boys, we know how terrible his character is, allowing all those people to die on that plane. As one of the things that has made him a despicable being. And as I watch this show, I pity him, yet I'm more disgusted than my feelings of disgust are greater than my feelings for pity for him. And with this new season coming up, we have yet to see how much more damage and he causes, and how many more lives he destroys. Now, who I think is the most frightening, the most terrifying incarnation of an evil Superman is the boy from Brightburn. Now, think of how you have an adolescent who is defiant, immature, poor impulse control, but you give him the powers of a god. You give him the powers of Superman, like with the heat vision, the strength, flying, and so he could see through walls, and he used that power to be a peeping Tom, where he could see women that way. So I think he's probably the scariest among all the different incarnations I know, because he's just full of like this angst and anger, and he's uncontrollable. He's becomes defiant to his parents, to the point of murdering them. Now, Homelander, he holds back for the sake of wanting to maintain his image among the people who he wants to be loved by. He'll still do some terrible things, but only to some extent, where he'll do these terrible things in secret. And with Injustice Superman, he still has some standards. He will kill you, but if you follow his rules and you side with him, his regime, I would think you'd be safe. But with the boy from Brightburn, he kills out of his own rage, and he doesn't discriminate. He'll kill anyone and everyone simply because he can. So that's basically what I want to cover among these evil Supermen. What are your thoughts? Do you think there's a villain that's even scarier than the concept of an evil Superman? Maybe like there's some villains that do come to mind. But, well, I think there's probably one that may be scarier, would be the Batman who laughs. The concept's pretty terrifying, where you got a Jokerized Batman who actually in his universe was able to kill Superman. He probably comes close to being someone who's scarier than an evil Superman. He looks horrific too with his appearance. But other than that, I can't think of any other type of villain that would be more terrifying, because with all the powers that Superman would have. This is Bobby with the Bobby Experience. I will catch you in the next video. Peace.